the spring of 1941, most of the continent of Europe lay crushed and ruined in the wake of the war machine of Nazi Germany. Its many hungry peoples, prisoners or slaves. Its cities in ruins. Farmlands laid waste, useless and barren. In 1939, the Republic of Poland. In 1940, the Netherlands, France, Norway. In 1941, Yugoslavia, Greece, Crete. And suddenly, turning without warning on his former ally, Hitler flung his armies against Soviet Russia in the most gigantic offensive in all history. On the 22nd of June, 1941, with 4 million men massed along the 2,000-mile Russian border, Germany attacked. 175 divisions of young German soldiers poured into Russia, driving toward Moscow, Leningrad, and the destruction of the last threat to the German dominance of the continent of Europe. For weeks, gathered secretly along the border, thousands of German aircraft had been made ready for the destructive preliminary blow against the enemy concentration. Employing the strategy used so effectively against Poland and the Low Countries, the mission of the opening attack was to discover and destroy the enemy's principal command positions, supply lines, and communications. Discovering a munitions dump, dive bombers attacked. Winging behind the lines, Germans find a Russian airfield, little expecting attack and undefended. Grounded planes, helpless before the onslaught of the German attackers. Who attack again. Another plane destroyed. Destroyed like countless others all over Russia. On the ground. Unprepared. The vast thrusts of the German offensive were spearheaded by waves of tanks. Tanks of every size, attacking savagely in sectors which reconnaissance had found to be weakly protected. Tanks are protected by a fierce curtain of fire laid down by the highly mobile field artillery, which is motorized and easily displaced. While combat planes roar overhead, fiercely protecting the advance. Bypassing strongly fortified positions, the rumbling tanks break through and penetrate behind the enemy lines, isolating and encircling key positions at the front. Immediately following the tanks, motorized infantry is rushed into the breach, widening, strengthening, sustaining the initial penetration. Carefully camouflaged, the infantry moves forward to secure key positions. Taking cover cautiously, while quick-moving artillery rushes through the hole to protect the ever-deepening tank advance. As the troops below advance, light German bombers escorted by fighters constantly patrol the enemy's rear, hanging like hawks, waiting for a chance to swoop down on the enemy, crippling his capacity to reinforce the front lines with reserves and supplies. Suddenly, a congested column of Russian tanks is spotted, crowding closely together on a Russian road below. Training the bomb site carefully, the missiles are discharged, winging their way straight to the target. Had the tanks taken the safe interval, there would have been slight chance of a destruction such as this. Slowly, the Eastern German armies pushed north through the Russian-occupied Baltic states to what they hoped would be the fall of Leningrad, or as the Germans call it, Petersburg. A victim to the onward drive of the Nazi juggernaut, a large Russian city lies directly in the path of the German advance. Long-range artillery savagely pounds the city with unceasing shell fire. While combat aircraft roars overhead, bombing, strafing, trying to make the city untenable for the Russian defenders. Plunging out of a hiding place in the clouds, a Russian interceptor singles out one of the German planes for attack. Trying to shake off the Russian, the German wings over suddenly, catching the Russian with a blazing stream of fire. The Russian is hit badly and plummets to the earth, a mass of flames. On the ground, the Russians desperately counterattack in tanks, trying to stem the German tide. German anti-tank gunners in strategic emplacements stop the Russian drive. Destroying the tanks with fire of deadly accuracy. The German advance continues. Heavy machine guns and light artillery driving Russian defenses back into the city. Germans suddenly come across a rear guard Russian outpost in a deserted farmhouse. Training guns point blank, they blast away a section of the house, advancing by short rushes as they close in. A direct shot hits the powder magazine, and the defenders, incapable of holding out further, surrender their strategic position.